It's day 15 of solving chess puzzle series, and here we are with our first puzzle of the day. It's rook c5, pinning the knight to the queen, but we have first check. On h3, so we first give check with queen, so queen h3 check. King goes to h1, and now we put the pawn on f3 with knight and threatening checkmate. So I think in this variation queen has to take the knight, and will be having queen in exchange for knight. So knight takes f3. No, it's not. Okay, so I think so the knight, the queen on e4 is already hanging, but we had to move the queen first because the knight was pinned. So now we'll pick up the queen on e4 with knight. So knight takes e4. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so king is wide open, and it came to d5, but we are noticing that the checkmate is being threatened on mm, on g2, and also the pawn on f2 is attacked twice by the rook and by the queen and bishop. But we first have capture on b7, so if we take the queen, it will be also skewer the king and queen, so we'll win the queen in that case. So it's queen takes b7 check, king has to move, and now we'll pick up the queen on f3 with queen, so queen takes f3. Okay, so now rook d check. So after the end of the variation will be in the winning and king winning bishop endgame. Okay, so now rook d check, so we can block with bishop. So it's bishop g5. Next one. Okay, so we can pick up the pawn on f7 with bishop first. So bishop takes f7, rook takes f7. Now we fork the king and rook with f pawn. So f takes g6 check, king moves, and now we pick up the rook on f7 with check. So g takes f6, double check. It's a check with f pawn, and also it's a discord check with rook. So after the end of the variation we are of the exchange. Next one. Rook f1. So we have passed pawn on e file, and king is also boxed, so king cannot come to also c1 square is covered by the knight, so rook cannot come there. So we can push the pawn towards its promoting square. So it starts with e3. Rook goes and attack the knight over there, but we don't move the knight, and we push the pawn on e file. So it's e2 attacking rook. Next one. Queen takes b7. So knight can deliver check because knight can deliver check on f3 because the pawn on g2 is pinned by queen, so it should start with knight f3 check, king moved, and now we can go and threaten checkmate on h2 with so we can go to queen f4. Okay, it's not. Okay, so in this case we can go with our knight on d2 and attacking the rook, and also discovered to the bishop by rook, which is only protected by the rook on f1. So it's knight d2, rook moved, and now we take the bishop on f2. So rook takes f2, threatening also check, not checkmate, because queen on b7 is covering g2. So next one. Okay, so bishop is pinned pinned to the queen, and king is the only defender to the bishop, so we can push the pawn on a3. So either rook has to take and king has to move otherwise. So if king moves, then we'll pick up the bishop and win the bishop. So after the end of the duration, we'll be having two bishop for the rook, and if rook takes, then we'll first pick up the bishop with check. So in that case, either king, if king wants to protect the rook, so king has to move to a2, then we'll pick up first rook with check, and then after king takes we'll pick up the bishop. So it starts with a3 check, rook takes a3, and now we first pick up the bishop on c2 with check. So bishop takes c2 check, king takes c2, and now we pick up the undefended rook on a3. So rook takes a3, and after the end of the variation we are up a piece. Next one. King e8. So king on king on e8 is king on queen on e7 is pinned to the queen to the king. So we can deliver check with queen g8 check. No, it's not. Okay, so in this variation we can give check with queen. So it's queen g6 check, king moves, and now we pinned king and queen is on same rank, so we can win the queen for the rook. So we can pin the queen with rook. So it's rook f7. So let's move on to the last puzzle of the day. So it's a rook and pawn endgame. So we can notice that the pawn on g2 can be captured by rook and pawn, but if we take with rooks, then rook takes f3 comes with check, and if we capture the pawn with pawn, then we'll be able to create a passer which is already one on the 7th rank and only one square away from promoting. So it's rook f, it's it's f takes g2, and now there is a tactic. So king and rook is in the same rank, so we can sacrifice the rook. So it's f3 check. No, it's not. Okay, so we first have to go with king. So it's king f4, rook takes g2. We take the rook with rook, so rook takes g2, and it's after after a couple of moves we will be able to win the pawn on h file, and it will be winning rook versus rook and king versus rook. So that's it for today. I will continue this series for tomorrow.